Well, welcome everyone. It is game day here at Airborne Church, and Super Bowl 54 will mark the end of this year's season, and we will have a new Super Bowl winner. We don't know who it is, but I'm sure you're coming out to the game tonight right here to find out who it is. And I just want to say right now that we have the very best Super Bowl cake in the country right here, made by yours. So, wait, he had a big team though, but it's Donald Greenwald that led the whole team, and it is absolutely creative. And I'm sure you'll want to get a picture of that on your way out. We're launching a brand new season here in the church. We've been talking about it, and we've declared it to be Open Heaven for 2020, which is just full of vision. And we have some key players here today just to give us some insight into what is in store. And first up, let's hear from Mario and Emmy. I know we got some new stuff that's going on with Radial Youth. Why don't you bring us up to date on what has happened just a few weeks ago, so we've started a new season.
Yeah, so a major change that we've taken place at is we used to have our youth services on Wednesday nights, and we actually transitioned after our New Year's party. The first week after our New Year's party, we transitioned into having youth on Sunday nights. And it's been absolutely phenomenal. We've just seen like such a difference in, Wednesday nights were always phenomenal, but the fact that we're able to do it on Sunday nights, it creates such an opportunity for other students who maybe can't make it on a weeknight for various reasons, whether it might be extracurricular activities after school, or whether that might even be sports and athletics. But having it on Sunday nights creates an opportunity where so many more of our own students can invite and bring. And we've just seen that taking place. We've seen that happen, and it's been phenomenal.
Great. Emmy, how have you seen the changes that have been coming through Radial Youth?
Well, one thing that I really want to highlight is we've now introduced these nights that are called Connect Nights. And Connect Nights are really, really fun, and they happen the last Sunday of every month. And what we do at the beginning is we play a huge game. We gather everybody. It's a huge group game, and it's so much fun. For example, last time we had a Connect Night, we actually dropped donut holes in the lobby from the balcony into other people's mouths. So it was a big relay. Yeah, seriously.
It was great.
It was so good, and someone actually won. Like
Lily Rasnick,
so good.
She crushed it.
So good.
Only one student pulled it off,
and I wasn't invited for that.
Well, you probably would have gotten the W yourself, Pastor Kevin. Yes. I believe in that.
Yes.
But Lily was clutch for her team.
So good. Anyway, we start off with a big game, but then our favorite part is we break up into groups, and we have middle school girls and middle school boys and high school girls and high school boys, and we go over just maybe 4 or 5 questions, and we ask the students, maybe it relates to a series we're in, and one topic we talked about was passion. And we went through some questions with our groups, and it went so well, and students were talking about the passions they had, and not only was it just something they loved, but we recognized that it was something God had given to them. And it was such a great conversation to help them recognize that their passions align with the kingdom of God. And we continue to talk about that. Some people had gifts of encouragement. Some people had gifts of serving. Some people had gifts of creativity, and we helped them with that. We helped them recognize that. And so that's why we do Connect Nights. That's why we bring our students together with our leaders, because it helps them realize the amazing connection that they have with their Savior, with their Creator, with their God. So Connect Nights it's just amazing for our leaders to connect with the students in a way that's more intimate, and they just help them connect with each other, with their leaders, and ultimately just with God and their purpose.
Yeah. And so, that's good. And with that, that will be something that we do regularly, monthly. It like Emily had said, just the last Sunday of every month. That's when we're going to be doing our Connect groups, and so it's just an incredible opportunity just to connect with those students.
Wow, so you've really mixed it up. Everything is new, and really encourage all of our students to come out to Radial Youth Nights. Love hearing about the momentum that is happening with Radial Youth, and of course, camp is always just a record-setting time for our not only the youth but for our church, because we're so excited for that every year. And I've heard you talk about some of the new things that are happening at camp this year, some of the guests that we're going to have. Very exciting.
Yeah.
Well, also we've got groups that just started last year, so we're just kind of in our second season of groups. And Emmett, won't you bring us up to date on what's happening in groups?
Thank you, Pastor Kevin. I'm excited about Airborne groups because you've probably heard us mentioning them and talking about them and promoting them, but maybe for some in here you don't quite know yet what it's all about. And I just wanted to share with you what groups is. Airborne groups, broken down into its most simple, basic form, is people getting together in small group settings throughout a week. Because our groups, they range from all sorts of activities to different things. There's such a variety and ways that you can sign up, and I'll talk about the sign up part at the end, but I want you to know that these groups, they're fun, they're purposeful. Some of the groups we have are groups just for moms, or they're groups just for dads, or they're young adults groups, or they're going to gun trains groups, or they're activity-based groups. We have so many groups, and we have it for a reason, because we know that each person in here is in a different season of life. And so we've created groups to help reach people in different seasons of life. And here's the reason why. Because we all need connection. We all need to be with others, to connect with others, to get together with others, and simply to do life with others. Because that's how God intended life to be from the very beginning. It reminds me in Genesis chapter 2, when right after God created the heavens and the earth, he looked at all that he had created and he saw Adam. And he noticed that something wasn't right. And he said in Genesis 2:18, the Lord said, "It's not good for man to be alone." So from the beginning of creation, God even recognized that we need people. We need connection. We need to get together. And that's the heart behind Airborne groups, because we know that we have an incredible, healthy, vibrant, big church. Hello? Have you seen Super Bowl Sunday so far? This is incredible. And we know that we can get together on any given Sunday, have an encounter with our God, worship our God. And we know that sometimes it can be hard to build connections and relationships just on a Sunday alone. So what we do as Airborne groups is helping take building relationships and connections outside of these four walls and into our day-to-day life. And that's why we want you to sign up and join a group. You are not meant to do life alone. We shouldn't do this by ourselves. We need connection, and we've made it super easy to do it. You can go online and check out our groups page. You can go on our app and find the groups page. You can scroll through all the different groups that we have. We have so many groups, and we want you to join it. And so just to kind of give you a little glimpse of a man's life who joined a group, we actually have a video right now, Pastor Kevin, that we want to point to that shows someone who joined a group and how it changed their life. Take a look at the screens.
You know, as a kid, you have this dream of, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna be that one that they're gonna write the story about. And that's all I pretty much thought about for a long period of time, was just how could I get to the NFL? Being on the team was amazing. It felt as though I had a bigger brotherhood. At Clemson, I had a few senior guys who took me up under their wings and said, listen, you can do this. We're here for you. We'll support you however we can. We also had a guy by the name of Brady Washburn. His dad was a coach, defensive line coach for the Tennessee Titans. Brady's dad came to me and said, Jason, all you have to do is just stay healthy. If you just stay healthy, you're gonna go to the NFL. My senior year, first play of the game, I get an illegal chop block. What we thought was just a basic high ankle sprain, ended up being some torn ligaments as well. And all I could hear was Brady's dad saying, just stay healthy. Just stay healthy, you're gonna make it. I was limping around, I was no good, I couldn't run. About week 3, when the team was traveling away and they didn't take me on the bus. I felt isolated. My roommates were gone. Really had nobody to watch the football game with, so I watched it alone. I missed the brotherhood of a team. That was all gone for me. And like so many of my other teammates, we had to go find careers somewhere else. In 2009, I lost my job. I now was unemployed and had the mortgage company calling. For me, this was probably at my lowest of lows. This is worse than ever thinking about not making it to the NFL. I thought about just ending it, letting it all go. I was still going to church, but church just didn't mean anything to me. I just constantly felt an emptiness on the inside. I went and met this guy who told me about his story. His story was a lot like mine. You know, here it is, I was thinking I was alone. But this guy also felt as though he was left alone. He was also thinking about doing the same exact things I was gonna do until he found a community. I needed to tie myself with some guys who were gonna be a part of my team. And so I decided to go to Group Wing. I remember walking in and this gentleman came up to me and he was like, "Hey, what are you looking for?" And I had no idea what I was looking for. I just needed a group of guys who were willing to go further in life. I wouldn't be the guy I am today if I never would have joined a small group. They're my brothers. They care about me as much as I care about them. They're with me. We contact each other. We call each other. We support each other. My group, we have fun. We're just there for each other. We live life with each other, whatever it may be. That's life. And that's what community group is about. It's about living life.
Well, there's nothing like being connected to your church family. So we hope you take advantage of these opportunities and get signed up today. Yes, today. You can sign up today. We've got groups that are starting up, starting this week. You can jump in at any time. You can sign up online. You can also sign up on our app. And if any of that is complicated to you, just give us a call here at the church. And any one of us will end up helping you and letting you know the groups that you can get involved with. I'm sure it's going to enrich your life. Well, we are starting something new here at Airborne, and I'm really excited about it. We've been working on it for 2 years, and the time is now to launch it. I don't know if we're completely ready.
Yes, we are.
But let's just do it.
We are totally ready. Hey, we're so excited to tell you about a new opportunity called The Journey here at Airborne Church. We know that God designed you with specific gifts and talents designed for a purpose. We know that He had plans for you before you were even born to prosper you, cause your life to flourish. And we see it time and time again where the scripture verse, Psalm 92:13, comes to life, where someone who's planted in the house, their lives begin to flourish. Maybe somebody who's not as familiar with the church, they get connected, they start to spend time with the family of God, and then they see where they fit, and they can start using their gifts and talents and contribute to the church, or get involved, get to doing something, put their hands to something, and as a result, there's actually transformation that happens in their lives as well. So that's what Journey is about. Our goal is to streamline that process, make it simple. 3 steps. First off, we want you to be able to identify who we are as a church, who is Airborne, where are they going, what are our core values, the mission, vision of the church, and give you the opportunity to become a friend of Airborne. If you don't know what being a friend of Airborne is all about, I want to encourage you, you need to be in step 1 of the journey when we launch March 1st. The second thing would be that you would identify that you would discover your own personal, unique gifts and talents that God has given you. He created you with something special inside. What are your strengths? And this doesn't just apply to the church. It applies to your own life, where you are in your work, in your school, your hobbies, the things that you do that your strengths can attribute to, the things that can help you in life. So this interactive lab is going to be so helpful for you in every sphere of your life. And then thirdly, we want you to learn about influence. Learn how to lead. Know that what you do makes an impact on the world around you, your sphere of people. Wherever you work, whatever you do, you have leadership on your life. And so we encourage you to know about your influence. And those 3 steps, those are the 3 steps of the journey. Those are all going to be offered simultaneously in between services on the first Sunday of every month. Right upstairs in the mezzanine. We just want to encourage you, if you're coming for second service, let's say, you would just want to come a little early, check your kids into Airborne Kids. They're in great hands. Join us upstairs at 10:20, and we'll just meet for 30 minutes and go through each one of the steps. We do encourage you to do them in order because, that makes sense, right? 1, 2, 3. So beginning March 1st, we will be taking step 1 of the journey, and we invite you to come along. It's going to be great.
Yeah, you're going to be hearing more about this, so just keep tuned, and we'll tell you more. But yeah, get in on the launch. We're very excited about it. We have cards that people can fill out if they choose to serve, but we're becoming quite a bit more intentional about that. And so I think a lot of people that are extroverts, they'll grab the card, they'll fill stuff out and say, hey, this is what I can do. But the reality is 80% of people are introverts. And so what this is going to do is going to put you in a group setting. We're going to nurture you along the way. And it's not just to get you to serve. It's about getting you to unlock what is on the inside of you that your Creator put there. It's not just making the church a better church, and you will make this a better place to worship, but it's more about you and your connection with God and discovering what you are all about. And that's why we're so excited about Journey. Sometimes we that get up on stage and talk, and staff that lead and step up and do things, sometimes we can miss them entry points for people to get on the train and to be part of what God is doing here at the church. And what this is going to do, this is going to really revolutionize that process. We don't want to miss anybody, because everybody has a part to play. Everybody has a gift down inside of them, because we know God, the Creator, put it there. So I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait for it. Really excited about it, but not near as excited as I am when it comes to our Airborne kids. We started this church, Beth and I did, because of our children. We wanted to start it because we wanted our kids growing up to realize their own dream, their own destiny, to find out what was on the inside of them, to find their mate in church, to serve in church. And here we are, 17 years later, and it's worked for us. And we just believe that it will work for you. So we've got our focus on building for future generations. And we are ready to launch a brand new, I'm not going to say it. I just want you to go ahead and tell us what is coming up for Airborne Kids.
So Airborne Kids is going orange.
Yes.
And we are so excited. And we want to tell you a little bit about that today. So you're thinking, what is orange? What does it mean for Airborne Kids to go orange? And this is what it is. Going orange is a partnership. It's a partnership with one goal in mind. It's Airborne Church coming together with your family, partnering with one goal, to revolutionize, to revolutionize how the rising generation, our children, falls in love with God.
Beautiful.
Well, you know what my favorite thing is that not because orange is my favorite color because I got the Cleveland Browns jersey on, representing, but also there are two specific colors that make the color orange. And one side you have the light, which is the church, and that is yellow. And then on the other side you have the heart, which is red, that resembles family. So when you put together red and yellow, you get what color?
Orange.
Yes. And I'll tell you what, when you got those two combined, it shows and it has a tremendous influence on our kids. And that's exactly what we're going to do here.
So the curriculum that we're about to engage in is going to engage our kids. It's going to partner with you as parents. And it's going to partner with our volunteers in a more strategic way. And that's why we're excited. When it comes to our kids, we've got one priority in mind: love God. Jesus revolutionized that when he set and reprioritized that when he said to love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your mind. And the curriculum really is focused on that. We have a two set. It's First Look, which is for our preschoolers, and that focuses on their identity, their maker, trusting in who made them, how they love God, and that Jesus will always be their friend. And then we have 252, which is our older kids, and that's based on Luke 2:52, and that teaches our older kids discovery and their friendship with Jesus and a journey that they go on. And later on, they develop a passion, and we teach our kids how to go out into the world and be leaders, because they are leaders. And Aaron and I know Pastor Kevin and Beth see that. They see that this rising, that's why we use the word rising. Rising generation are leaders, and we love that about Orange.
Another thing that Orange does is partners with the parents, as Abby was saying, but this is crazy right here. So the church has a potential of 40 hours a year to influence a kid, but a parent and guardian has a potential of 3,000 hours a year to influence their own children. And you're probably thinking, well, how can I do that? Well, it's very simple. They made an app called Parent Cue that is affiliated with Orange. And you are able to do the short cues every single day with your kids. It could be either you're driving in the car, you could be at home, it could be right before dinner time, could be going on the way to a sporting event. I do recommend that the driver does not open their app up. Please give it to your spouse or your partner in the passenger seat. But I will tell you this, they will be able to enjoy the short cues that are being presented to them every single day throughout the week that not only helps them learn more of what they just learned that previous Sunday, but to get them prepared for the next Sunday. And you might actually be surprised where the parents will actually learn as well. Mm-hmm. And one day, you never know, your kid might actually teach you something that you might not know. And that right here is where Airborne Church is committed to partnering with you and your family.
Aaron, I like the scripture that says, train up a child in the way he shall go, and then when he is old, he'll not depart from it. And I think a lot of times when it comes to spiritual things in training up our children, that a lot of parents would think, well, that's just taking them to church and doing our best as Christians. But it's really a strategic front. Mm-hmm. And that training a lot of times is missed because parents just don't know what to do. I will tell you, a lot of times Beth and I get in a situation where like, just wish I knew what to do in this area. So this is what Orange is. It goes way beyond a Sunday experience with your children. This is, as you say, yellow and red becoming orange. I for the last several years, have had pastors in the circles that I run in and tell me, have you gone orange yet? Have you gone orange yet? And I'm like, what is orange? And they're like, oh, you have to do this. I had a friend of mine, not too far from here, that they've been in ministry all their lives. They're pastors' kids and everything. And they started out in a youth or a program with children there was like 30 coming on a Sunday, and just in a few years grew to 300. I want to tell you what, that turned that church upside down. And I said, I want some of this. It's getting really close to us. And as a matter of fact, they're good friends of Beth and I, and they're even going to be doing some teaching and training nights with us, because there is a lot to learn for those that lead it. But it's so exciting, and there's so much success and so much to come out of this that parents gravitate to it and say, where's my part? And that's the exciting part of it, is that it draws in a whole new team. And so Aaron and Abby have kids themselves, and they're heavily involved in the community and sports and coaching and on and on. So we've asked them to come and be our coach of this team that we're going to build. We've got a great Airborne Kids team right now, but we see growth coming in our church. We can see it, and it's really starting in the children. And there's a lot of things you're going to hear about it. You're going to hear Pastor Kevin talking a lot as we go into this open heaven about what we're going to be doing to expand in our children's department, because I see the flood that's coming. And part of this flood, a big part of this flood that is coming, is children. And so we've asked you to come and help us coach that. And we just believe some of our best leaders yet are to join what we're doing here. So thank you, Aaron and Abby, for being part of this. If you haven't noticed, I know you've probably felt it, seen it. We are growing here at the church, not just numerically, but spiritually. I really do believe that we are living here in 2020 under a new revelation of what it is to live under an open heaven. And so we are growing spiritually. And as we grow spiritually, that takes more leaders to nurture that spiritual growth. And so we've moved Morgan into being family pastor along with her husband, Emmett, and you guys are going to help coaching to build that team in the children's department. Of course, we still always get the help of Emmett and Morgan, just by virtue of being family pastors in the children's department as well. And so the team is just going to grow, and we're going to unite for something dynamic. I'm so excited about it.
We are too. We really are. And if you feel, I know you feel it. I know you feel it.
I feel it.
We know you feel it. We know you feel it.
I'm on fire.
You feel orange. You feel orange. It's coming. We just want to talk about February 21st.
Yes.
February 21st. We are going to have a celebration and vision casting night. If you want to hear more about Orange, mark that in your calendars. There's also going to be a registration for that coming soon. We'd love you to join Airborne Kids. We'd love you to partner with us. And Orange is going to equip you. We're going to equip you. And we're going to build this team. And we'd love to invite you to be a part of that.
Airborne Church, this is your boarding call. Yes. As Airborne Kids go orange, the flight will be full of wonder, discovery, and passion.
Good. Awesome. Good. So listen, even if you're not quite sure about it, but you're thinking, I want to learn more, I might want to be involved with this, it sounds like something brand new is coming, you'd be so happy to show up and hear what we've got to say at this launch. So that's when we're launching it, and it'll be just weeks after that.
Yep.
that Orange is just going to take off.
Yep.
We're going to do it, and you'd have a chance to be part of something that's brand new here at Airborne. So we hope that you end up coming and being a part of that and learning more.